Hello, this is Dalen75 Games. Welcome back to another video. I'm sneaking and hiding. In the basement in Unrest with my 27 Rogue Teqen. Half-elf Rogue. And just carrying this on from the previous video. About half an hour long. And I wish I could play as, obviously I said this in the last video, as Teqen, my Shadow Knight, but kind of, I mean, I could also, what's this? And anon, never anon. I could try playing as Valkale. I only really have 4 characters going at this point. I mean, there's my level 7 wizard. I'm not even, oh, I was fighting, okay. I must have been hitting it. Yes, I was. Yes, my level 7 wizard, I have this guy, I have my 20 cleric. I was hoping to go to high pass if I couldn't play as Teqen with my cleric, but I can also go solo in high pass itself, but the guards are level 30, no, they're up to 35, so I was thinking maybe if I got maybe 38 as Teqen, I can go do that. And I remember seeing people in there killing lots of guards for getting, what do you call that? Fine steel weapons from them. What's this? Golden earring. I haven't even looked in this guy's pack to see what he's carrying, if he has food or anything. It's a hag. Where'd you go? Turn. 77, not bad for me. For backstab. You guys want STR or you want your own? I'll take S. Oh, definitely want STR. Yeah, why am I turning so slow? This is weird. I don't remember it being like this before. Okay. Skeletal Monk. This one's blue to me. I think the rest of them will be red. Like, I'm pretty sure Hag's around level 30. These guys probably like me. I am taking very little experience. I'm the lowest in the group. I've always had trouble getting him into groups in Mistmore for some reason. You can go to the graveyard. I had a video with him in the graveyard. He can go to the pond area as well. His experience is not that great there, but I don't know, for some reason, whenever I play this guy, his experience seems to take a long time to come. And I know it's not possible, because the Rogue has the best. The Rogue and Race combo I have is not the best, but one of the best. It's looking like it's flipping around, but it's not, I don't think. It's hard to tell where some of these things begin and where they end. So let's see what I have. I have milk, I have rations, I got a few bandages, fresh fish that I caught. I can't eat this. I don't know why I picked it up. I got some throwing stars I don't use. Crushed bone belt. Greater light stone. Oh, this is where that... Is it the Shralak pack? That's where it went. I've got some... I got a few things to sell. Jagged band, gossamer cap. That doesn't give you anything. Should just sell that. Banded. I'm carrying... Well, I'm carrying banded. It needs to be sold. I don't know why I have that iron arm plates that needs to be sold. What is my weight? 88 out of 138. Well, I have a strength buff, so... Mushroom behind us. Really not sure why the ranger keeps getting around behind. I think it's facing this way. Clan Scalagrim. I've seen those guys. Will res for platinum. Centel Force. That reminds me of needs more buffs. Needs more buffs and... What was his last name? And spell slots? I haven't seen him for a long time. I don't think I've seen him since about middle of last year. He came on early last year. He came on and started playing for about 3 months, and I haven't seen him. If you play this game constantly, like it just wears you down. It kind of burns you out. That really wears you down. You just get burned out on it if this is all you do. It's I don't mind it as a diversion, but for me anyways, I mean, when I was younger I could play it for weeks, 10-hour days. Maybe that's why me and my girlfriend broke up, but yeah, she also got into playing it too, so back in classic, was it 2000, year 2000, yeah, it was a long time ago. Unfortunately my wife does not play games, so I think every guy, as far as I know at least, it's great to have like your partner that plays games with you. My previous girlfriend, well, she's a common law, together for 5 years, lived in the same place. So it's not really just girlfriend, but I had plenty of girlfriends, well, plenty of dates between the two. Yeah, she was into games, not hardcore, but she did play, like, she liked Nintendo games. She was a lot better at games like Mario than I am, or was at the time. I suck at those kind of games. I'm just no good at those kind of games at all, and she'd be finishing them and laughing at me that I die from the first frickin' mushroom that comes along. I don't know how to properly jump on it. That just goes to show how much I play those games. But yeah, I have a friend whose wife, they play the exact same thing. MMO, single player, or it can't be single player, but on their PlayStation they'd get like, was there a game called Army of Two or something like that? It came out a few years ago. They'd play, just as an example, they'd play all the way through it. They'd play together and finish it. They'd play Resident Evil 5, I think. Ooh. Not sure if that game's still on sale. It was on sale for $6 on Steam. I was thinking about getting it. I've never played it before. I played through the 4 on my computer, and I bought a I bought a like a joypad or whatever you call those things for it, because it was not easy to do it off the keyboard. So, and I finished it. It was actually a really cool game. I didn't play Resident Evil 3. I played the first 2, and I finished those a few times. And I just kind of got out of it, I guess, for a few years. And then I heard 4 is coming out for the PC, so I bought that. And I know this is probably around, 4 or 5 years back. I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but yeah. So I think I'll pick up 5 if it's still on sale for that cheap. But yeah, they would play through games like that, and it's just cool. They'd have an MMO. They played through. They didn't touch WoW. They got in after that. They played a whole bunch of them. He goes through MMOs every few months, so I was like, it's hard to keep up with that. And yeah, he and the girlfriend his wife were into Tor, the Old Republic. Then they played. I forget what it's called. Is it Rift or something? I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. Something came out around the same time. Then he got into what's that space game? That notorious space game. It's got like 50k players at any one time, one server. I do not remember. Eve? Yeah, Eve. And I don't think he's played anything else since then. That was about 2 years ago. And he's got his own, like, whatever they're called. I need to kill the hag guild. She's dead. What happened? Little bugger went through the wall again. Yeah, I played Eve, and actually I had a lot of fun with that, but I just didn't have time. I couldn't actually to get anywhere, like, especially if you have friends. I was with him playing alongside him for probably about 4 months, 4 or 5 months. I don't mind the game. It's actually can be a lot of fun, but I just don't have time to devote to it. And what would happen is I definitely couldn't do this game if I was doing that. I don't think I could really do anything else for my channel. Mort to drowsy. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's just weird. I'm sure people who are watching this have played it before. It's just weird in the way that it's encouraged to be and take advantage of other players and screw them over. Literally, it's encouraged. So you have to really be, and I don't just mean PvP. I mean with money too. People are always pulling scams. You go to the major star systems and whatever they're called, and I haven't played it in about 2 years now. Was it 2 years? Ooh, where'd this come from? Probably should be assisting. I'll just go for the barb bone. Pierced by thorns. Well, that makes sense. Hence the name. Yeah, just it's irritating, but you kind of get used to it. The fact that, like, they're scammers. You know how people are always spamming emails, right? Or whatever. Like Discus is always getting people scamming. Like Discus chat online. It's just that that's what people will do all day. They'll just scam, and they'll just send out constant tells. It's like the auctioning place in East Commonlands to auction. They'll just be scamming all day long. That's just all they'll do. And the game, your progress, it does come in skills, but it's different. You set your skills that you're working on to train up, and it requires so many hours whether you're playing or not. So you don't even have to be playing that often. You just have to keep on refreshing it. You have to come back in, because it only goes up to, like, what, a week of time or so. Maybe 2 weeks, so I don't know. I'm starting to forget the game already. I'm pretty sure it's been about 2 years since I played it. And anyways, I think a lot of the progress is also measured in the amount of money that you have, and it goes into the billions of... I don't know if anyone's gotten $1 trillion yet in that game, but I think there's been things that are worth $1 trillion. I pull one back from Pit, didn't notice it had spawned. Pit should be right for the taking now. Yeah, so my friend was scammed out of $1 billion ISK. So I never had a... I think the most I had was like a few $100 million. I would primarily, what I would do when I'm not... I did a lot of missions in that game, but I wouldn't... But I'd like just like the idea of mining. I'd spend hours and hours mining. And you skill up for mining, you get better, you get more better. I'm talking properly. You get better and save up and buy better equipment and whatever. Better ships. Skills really help. So, and then you start to mine faster, and then you can sell more and more. And that's what I did for a lot of the time. Probably about 2/3 of the time when I was on my own playing. When I wasn't playing with my friends. I call them friends because actually he got his he was in the RCMP. He got his work friend, his partner, his actual cop partner. He got into the game too. So there was, and I knew him. He's actually a really cool guy. Knew him through my friend. So targeting the right thing, targeting anything at all. So yeah, it was cool, and his wife. Of course, you'd never be able to get my wife to do it. I did try to get her to play WoW, my own wife. I tried to get her to play WoW in the past, tried to get her to play the Old Republic. And I thought maybe the big story-based Old Republic would catch her attention, but and she's like, after I got her to play for about half an hour, she's like, oh, I like the story parts, but I don't like the fighting. I'm like, oh... So that's just not going to work. If you don't like the fighting in MMOs, there's some that allow you to get away with not really fighting, and Eve is one of them, but Eve is just... I don't think she'd be interested in that. She's from Jamaica. She moved here when she was 19. She didn't have that growing up playing games thing that I did. I had that when I was 5 years old. And, there's this channel with this guy, what is his name? that he does RP games, and it goes all the way back to the very first RP. Was it called Rogue? That's what they call it, roguelike games. Very first RP. It may be just debatable because there's other games that came out around the same time, but I think it's the officially recognized very, very first RP, and it was like, what, 1978 or something, or 79, or 80? I think it was pre-80s, just may have been 77. Anyways, between 77 and 80, the first one. And you know what it was? It was a bunch of college guys that put this game together. They had to hide it. I think if I'm saying the right game, they had to hide it because their professors would, if they found it, they would delete it. And they were using, like, what, freaking giant mainframes that were nowhere near as powerful as our cell phones these days. Back then, oh, another hag. This one's down. Yeah, they had to hide it, and they were playing it in secret. So that's very, very first RPG. What is this guy's name for his channel? I forget what it's called. I favorited it, and I go and I check it out. He wrote an article, Gamma Sutra, about, was it 2007? I think it was 2007, going over all the RPGs. Yeah, I think because WoW was just, it may have been 2006. Yeah, it's cool. I really enjoyed that. I read his articles, like 5-6 pages each, and yet it was 3-parters. He broke it up into, like, what was the very first? The Bronze Age of RPGs back in, like, was it 77 to 82, and then the Golden Era was, like, from 83 to 89, was it? Or was it 91? I forget. That's when I got into RPGs. I don't remember what my very first one. I think it was like an Ultima game. I just remember it was like the mid-80s. I didn't even know how to play it properly. I was this little guy that... You start out in, like, a place, there's paintings that you have to go through. And it takes you to some world. And I just remember... You're on this map, you have only so much food, you have to get somewhere, and then you go to the cities. I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I was young. I was, like, probably 10 years old at the time. Oh, yeah, there was RPGs before that. It was like, I forget what it was called. Temple of Apshai type. That was probably my very first RPG. That going back quite a ways. And I remember it was simple even for the time. I remember it was a little bit simple, but even for my age, which is kind of odd. But I didn't, even though it was simple, I still didn't know exactly how to get through it. I remember I never really, I don't know if it's one of those games you can finish. I don't even know if it has a storyline. You just go in. You just go into this dungeon and you're killing stuff and you have to get these elixirs to get your health up. I think there was giant rats and maybe skeletons. I don't remember much about it. Like, that's really going back far. That was about 30 years for me. And I probably wouldn't be too interested in watching a Let's Play of it. Or even just one video detailing it. But I think my favorite games, and I did finish them, was the Gold Box era for Dungeons & Dragons. Gateway of the Savage Frontier, and then there was the sequel to something Savage Frontier. I actually played through those and finished them up. And that was about early 90s, 92, 93 that I did that. That was for my Amiga. That was the only... I'm not sure. No. I think there was other RPGs. Yeah, before the Amiga. Kind of miss those days when everything was, like, new and exciting, and now it just... Oh, gosh, I don't know what's going on upstairs. Sorry, my 4-year-old just called me. Dada. Another tentacle terror. Where the mouth isn't. It's kind of flipping around. Yeah, that was my real first attempt at playing an RPG. I guess Dungeon Master was something my friend played back in '87. I don't know, that game scared the hell out of me. I don't know why. I was young. I was like 11 when he had it. I would sit next to him and watch him play, and we'd just do that for hours until his mom would say, "You guys need to go outside." But, yeah, he never finished it. His brother never finished it. His brother got to the end where I think the big guy in the black robe was. I don't know, he was deadly. He could kill party members in one hit, so if I remember right. That's been quite a while, I haven't seen that. I did actually buy it. It was the original. It was like a hacked version or whatever. There was this guy that used to sell games. He made his living off selling it. He'd get hacked versions and he'd sell each game for like $2-3 on a was it 3.5 floppy disk or however many you needed. You can either buy the disc from him or bring your own. And I remember that he did that for a couple of years. Sell it out of his he still lived at his parents' home. He was in his early 20s. This is when I was like 12. And that was his living. 12, 13. I'd ride my bike out there to go to the guy's house. He always lived far away from where I was, but it was worth it because it was a way for me to get games. And yeah, what I'd do is I'd save up my allowance from cleaning and mowing the lawn at home, and then go out and spend it maybe about once a month, go and get half a dozen games. And yeah, so and he eventually got caught. I don't know what was going on with that, but he got caught. His place is raided, and I don't know what happened, but he obviously got in trouble with the law. And then, why can't I loot this? Globe of Mist. Don't remember that. I haven't looted anything in quite a while. Oh, what's this? Festering Cloak. Magic back. It's for Necro only. I think it's not really worth anything. We're fighting over here. Skeletal Monk. Yeah, then I know at the end before I moved away from... I was living in Surrey, right next to Vancouver at the time. Ooh, where are you going? Stay still, damn it. And at the end, right before I moved away, like I moved too far away to ever have any dealings with him again, he, what he did at the end is he tried to go half legitimate, where it looked like it was legal, but it was always hinting that, well, he'd buy games. He'd have full games, like, all on the shelves. And what he would do is he say, you can rent these games, and then you, for so-and-so amount. I didn't do that, because I think he was kind of switching over from Amiga. Amiga was kind of dying at that time, losing out to PC. And so you rent the games. He said, you can copy them. If you want them, you can copy them. That's your own business. And he can't do anything to stop you. I'm not sure how you would do that, though. But I think that was the time when you need, like, code wheels and stuff like that. They didn't really have the protection that they have now, especially with the online stuff. That didn't happen until later on in the 90s. So I'm talking about 1992, actually. But I'm not sure how that went. That was the last I saw him. So, and I did actually move back to Surrey in 2001, and by then I had a PC. I don't even remember right now I don't remember the guy's name. I think his name was Derek or something. I don't remember. It's been so long. And I'm sure he couldn't keep on going with what he was doing since then. That's especially now. You just can't do that. And there's just so many places online that if you want to get games for free, you just go to like a torrent and get it that way. I don't do that personally. I don't know, it's not just because... I just don't like the idea of pirating games. I kind of was thinking about it as I got older from that guy. I think his name was Derek. And I just really... It just doesn't feel right doing that. Especially when I got older and started working and paying for my own stuff, like legitimate stuff. I'd rather do that. It's a clear conscience thing and all that. But this game's free, but you can donate if you want. So there's no worries about playing for free if you don't want to pay anything if you don't want. Although it's nice if you do donate. But yeah, so that's kind of like my history of gaming right there. But I was playing when I was 5 years old. I remember back whenever, like, the guy you play as one big dot, colored dot. They had that in Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. They had like on the radio making fun of the mid-'80s video games. You play one red dot, and you're facing the blue red dot. So I thought that was pretty comical. But that's basically how it really was in the early 80s. Commodore VIC-20 and then Commodore 64. The kind of games, they got a little bit better for the Commodore 64 as the years went on, graphics-wise. But the kind of games, like, I just didn't have the patience. I probably wouldn't even give it a second look now, of course, but for a lot of games that I played, to play for like an hour, that's a long play session for me back then. And not just because I'm a kid, just because the games, they just kind of got boring. It just, that, and of course your mom would say you need to go outside. So, 2-hour gaming session was a hell of a long time. So I remember, was it like 87 with the Nintendo? My friend brought his Nintendo over and stayed the night. We were up till like 2 a.m. playing. I got in trouble for that, so I was like 11 years old at the time. And it was it, that was an RP2, it was Zelda, yeah. The first Zelda game. My dad was not impressed that we had spent so much time playing it. Back when you need to be outside and play. I should take a look. Is it Bartlett Games or something? Rad? I don't remember what his name is. Not Rad Brad. That guy's got a lot of viewers, a lot of subs, millions. That's what my sister... No, she'd be, through my wife, she'd be my niece. My niece-in-law? Yeah, they go the Rad Brad. I've never... There's a lot of places I don't even check out. I've seen... Like, I've seen a few of... almost embarrassing to say it, PewDiePie games, just because I wanted to see how he actually does it. Because a lot of people, they either love him or hate him. There doesn't seem to be much in between people on YouTube. I don't have anything against him. He caters to the younger crowd, and that's fine. Some of his stuff is immature, but you know, that's cool. He's got like what, 35 million subs the last time I looked. The #1 guy on all of YouTube. And I can't do that. I can't play those games, or at least play them the way he does it. It just has no interest in me. I'd hate doing it. So, I mean, that was a suggestion by the guy from the N4GTV that I'm partnered with. He said it. He showed me how he does it, how... I'm sure there's some copycats out there. But... Yeah, my niece is 11, and she's got some friends she's recommended my channel to. They come and check it out, and they're like, I'm not interested in those games. So, yeah. Yes, I cater for... I don't know, like whatever it is it 17 or plus? The core of the group, like the most people, I think, are 25 to 35 that view my channel. And you know, it's funny enough, I found that actually only 1/5 of the people who view my stuff are actual subs. So, I mean, I got 15,000 views as of last month, and only 3,000 of them are from subs. A lot of people come check out the stuff, and I don't know, I guess that's normal? I don't know. I have nothing else to compare it to, because I'm not looking at other people's statistics. But it did confuse me quite a bit with my my most popular video, Rogan Unrest, that, I mean, when it first started picking up 500 views, 800 views, hit 1,000 views, I'm like, oh, okay. But I only had like 150 subscribers at the time. I'm like, oh, where are all these people coming from? It was over a year ago. And I'm so glad I partnered, because you get more income. You get a lot more. You do get a lot more income, and you don't get YouTube bitching you out. They used to come at me for just random. It'd be like a check stop, random check stop in East Germany. You know what I mean? They would do that for about every 5th video, just randomly, no reason for it. Of any video, not just P99. And they did that for my most popular video, and I think I've talked about this before, but I like to bitch about it again. It's went on for quite a few days, probably about a week, and I didn't even know who I was talking to. There's no name. It's just somebody saying you need to provide proof why you are allowed to monetize this video. And so I linked them to the webpage of Sony Online when it existed. and it said that you were allowed to monetize. Where are you? You're allowed to monetize, and you're allowed to monetize your videos, and they'll post them up on their channel if they like it, something like that. Because they were doing some kind of special or something at the time. And so I linked it like several times to this guy that was asking me to provide proof that I can monetize it. And he never gave the actual reason why. He just said this, it basically, not even in words, he said you still need to provide evidence, right? And didn't give me any freaking reason. He didn't say it was insufficient, he didn't say anything, he or she, whoever was doing it. And so this went on for a while, and I'm not even sure if I asked him. I think I asked him, so what do I need to provide evidence? And he said, it was a human being, because they would copy what I'm saying and link it back to me, and there's a few words here and there. So you need to provide evidence. And apparently, well, I got so mad after like a week of it, I said, you know what, if this isn't sufficient evidence, like I even had an email I linked to them from Sony Online saying that this should be everything you need. And I sent forward the email to him. And he said, the email even said the only other way you can get, because I think at the time I was thinking I needed written evidence, written permission. And they said, well, the only way to do that is to actually snail mail Sony Online, their headquarters down in San Diego. So I don't know how I could have transferred that online to the guy that was requesting that I had enough proof to monetize. So I said, well, if this isn't good enough, then YouTube has failed here. This is ridiculous, basically, I said. And so what he did, he actually went and disabled the option to monetize that video. It just was completely disabled. So basically, the guy was a real asshole, if you ask me. I don't care if that's their policy. I think it's dickheaded. I didn't say that to him because I didn't want him to shut down my channel or anything. But that's how I feel about it. And it doesn't make any sense at all. So what I think that it was in the end was that there was this little blurb that you need to be partnered in order for that, for Sony Online, that special they were doing for you to monetize. And this isn't fully Sony Online, even though it is basically their creation. It's not run by them, but I don't think that matters legally, because it's just basically a great big mod of EverQuest. And the route I went was saying, oh, it's Sony Online's property, right? So I had to stick with that, obviously. I couldn't, and I don't think legally I could say it belongs to the guys who are running P99. But what happened was, when I partnered a few months later, all the requests for proof of monetization for my videos, a few of them they did allow. They allowed a few of them, especially ones from who was it? They did XCOM and all the Civ games and stuff like that. That's what I was doing a lot of. I forget the parent company of Firaxis right now because my mind's mush. But they actually explicitly say that you can monetize. They want you to monetize. I even had written permission twice from them saying that you can monetize the games. But when I partnered with N4G TV, all the monetization requests for proof, I had about a dozen of them. It just disappeared. And so the disabled monetization of my Rogue and Unrest disappeared as well. So I haven't had an issue since. I did try to upload a video that was part of Dragon Age. I got an instant hit for that. Yeah, I got in trouble for that. Basically, it wasn't what people mostly say. It wasn't a strike. It was there was a community thing or whatever it was. But it counts. It doesn't count as a strike. There's like separate things. But if you get 3 of each, or I don't know if you can combo them together, then you can have your channel shut down. Community guideline thing, yeah, it was a big no-no. And yeah, it was a torrented download that was illegal. I didn't know where else to get the damn thing. It's just part of Dragon Age. Between Dragon Age, no, it It came out around the time for Dragon Age 2, but it was actually took place like years before Dragon Age Origins. So I actually put it up, and I got in trouble for that. But I was able to put up other things before that. Machinima video of Dragon Age Origins, between Awakening, the expansion, and the first game. And no problems with that. I didn't monetize that. I refuse to monetize things that aren't really my creation, so... There was no issues with that, so I thought I maybe can get away with that video, but... And it was not really well, it's kind of obscure. It was a Japanese-made video that BioWare contracted out. Rise of the Seeker or something like Dawn of the Seeker, that's it. Yeah, I got in trouble for that. But I've had no issues since I partnered. So this is the thing, when you partner with someone, you get strikes. If you do a no-no, you get strikes immediately. If you're unpartnered and YouTube is your master, complete master, not only is the money less, you get like 10% of the video. I'm getting 40%, and sorry, not 40%. I'm getting 70%. I don't know why I said 40. And the ads actually that they put on my channel actually generate more money. It's N4GTV is owned. I think that they're owned by Maker Studio, and Disney recently bought them out about 6 months, 8 months, 9 months ago. So in a way, I'm kind of working for Disney in a way. But yeah, no problem since. But when you're partnered, you get strikes much easier than you would if YouTube was your master, who comes and questions everything. So had I just been still with just YouTube at the time when I tried to upload that video, the Dragon Age one I'm talking about that I got in trouble with, then they probably would have said you can't monetize this. They probably would have asked me if do I have permission and all that stuff. Would be my guess. "56% incoming mortuary fungus." Oh, somebody else wants to come and join this group. But I think I'm going to end this video. I'm not going to make any more than 2 parts. I'm going to do something else. Some of my other characters. I wonder if that guy is still there. Yes, it is. Bedivere. He's totally holding me up. That was over 2 hours ago. It was 2.5 hours ago. These things happen. Alright guys, gonna end the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.